Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk real quick. You know what amazes me? When somebody break up with somebody and it's mutual, y'all have an agreement afterwards. We're gonna go our separate ways. We might be friends, might not, but there's no problem. We're gonna date different people. There's no problem. I would think that that would be the end of it. You know, you be seeing couples around here and they can be cordial, they can still be friends. But then you have others who say they cannot be friends with their exes because once you love somebody, you can't be, it's not the same anymore. Now, it could be the same, different for everybody, but some cases end up worse for others. We have a man who killed his ex-girlfriend's date. Also trying to kill her. She got injured. But the reason why this is so crazy is because they agreed to date other people. He was dating other people. So how did the jealousy get that bad that he tried to ruin their beautiful date looking over the beach? They're enjoying scenic views, and then he comes out of nowhere like a bat in the night and then kills him and injures her. It's crazy how stuff happens. It's like, I don't understand. Like, it's like, I wonder, you know, territory has to be involved, right? Because there's a lot of dudes who be like, they don't want other, you know, they're okay with dating others, but they don't want anybody dating their ex-girlfriend. That's selfish, by the way. I just think it's weird. And this stuff, you know, it's actually, while I'm thinking about it, I think all this stuff has to do with territory. Think about it. All these cases, y'all, I have done so many cases, like ex-girlfriend cases. It's actually insane. They always, you got the men killing the girls after they moved on. They get jealous, and that's all because they don't want nobody else dating them, and that goes to territory. It's weird, and it's like this stuff needs to be studied. I would think people would study this because it's happening at like an alarming rate of like all these exes, all these ex-boyfriends killing their ex-girlfriends and girlfriends killing boyfriends. It's just weird. So I'm going to share the screen with you guys. So let's get into it. It's a mother's worst nightmare. Man injured ex-girlfriend killed her date as they sat in a car overlooking scenic view. And that is the date of hers that he killed. And I'm thinking that's the view they was at, which is really pretty. And I wonder if it was at nighttime. Anyways, a jealous ex-boyfriend would spend the next 2 decades behind bars for critically injuring his ex-girlfriend and killing her date after opening fire at a car with them inside while they were on their first date overlooking the Puget Sound in Washington State. Pierce County Superior Court Judge Gerald Johnson sentenced Emilio Anthony Joseph John, that's a name, on Friday to 23 years in prison. Court records say John pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and second-degree assault of the death of 19-year-old Alexander Shaw and injury to his 22-year-old ex-girlfriend. It's a mother's worst nightmare, and that nightmare came true for me, Cheryl Batista told the court during sentencing. Shaw's family discovered his lifeless body in a Kia Ford located in the 1900 block of Commercial Street in Steilacoom on November 6, 2022. They had tracked his phone to the location and saw him suffering from multiple gunshot wounds in the abdomen, chest, and neck. A probable cause statement obtained by Law and Crime stated. It appeared he had been dead for several hours. Officers also found multiple 9mm and 10mm casings, broken glass, and a bullet hole on the passenger side. Noticing a person in the passenger seat, detectives began searching for gunshot victims at hospitals. They learned that a woman had indeed been dropped off at Tacoma General Hospital, where doctors had admitted her into the ICU with 4 gunshot wounds to her left shoulder and chest. The woman owned the Kia. Cops also recovered an Apple AirTag that can be used to track locations about 40 feet from the car. Neighbors reported hearing gunshots between 7:30 p.m. and 8 p.m., which is around the time the woman was dropped off at the hospital. So we had him dropping her. He dropped her off as he had to drop her off at the hospital. That's so weird. And she was suffering from, well, nope. It had to be. I think it was him that dropped her off. I don't know until they say it. We're gonna see. But if that's true, isn't that interesting? Why would he? It's like he wasn't trying to kill her. He looked like he was just trying to shoot the car up and go for the date, which is weird because I don't know if that's their first date or not, but you have this man, this crazy lunatic, this jealous, crazy lunatic trying to end their date by like shooting him up. And why do people go for guns? Why do people, like, I don't understand why he was there in the first place. You, like, we're not together. Like, jealousy is insane. People really are jealous nowadays, and that was like 2 years ago. But still, this stuff still happens. I did a couple cases like this recent. It's just insane to me how people are so just jealous. I just don't understand how it goes. Like, how do people take it that far with shooting, especially? We just had a shooting yesterday. I did give my condolences on my community board about the shooting in Georgia. I'm from Georgia, and my sister stayed near there, and she don't have no kids, but it's crazy because it's like these shootings are like happening like it ain't nothing. And for the past, like, I think the last 20 years, there's been so many freaking shootings. Like, I think they said, I forgot, what was that last 4th of July? There was like 100 shooters or something over the weekend. It's really insane to me. But this is a couple. They weren't even a couple yet. They were literally on a date. And you had this man just walking up to the car, shooting the car. And he got shot in the chest, abdomen, neck. Like, he was shot up. And she made it to the hospital. And I'm really curious if he took her to the hospital and, like, dropped her off. Like, he didn't care for her safety at all. Because if he was trying to save her, this allegedly, y'all, if he was the one that took her, okay, let's say if he was the one that took her, you'll be like, the story would be like, why would you like drop her off and then leave? Because he wouldn't want to be caught and he wasn't trying to kill her. Or if it was somebody else, she knew he was. If she seen the boy already dead because he was shot, she tried to make it to the street and somebody picked her up and took her to the hospital. Like 2 stories out of that, because I'm like, she got to the hospital before the police made it there. Detectives reviewed surveillance footage from the hospital, which showed her being dropped off at the emergency room by a man later identified as John in a Dodge Charger. Okay, so he did drop her off. I was right. He grabbed a wheelchair and pushed her inside before running back to his car and driving away, the affidavit said. The female victim was intubated but answered questions from detectives by nodding her head and writing on a piece of paper. She said she had recently met Shaw online and the two arranged on a date together in a car. Shaw drove to an area he knew had good views of the Puget Sound. She said a man in a mask walked up to their car and opened fire, according to the affidavit. Asked if she knew who shot her, she said she wasn't sure, but that John had taken her to the hospital. Her uncle told detectives she and John had began dating and had a child together. He said she told him that she and John were fighting because he was looking through her phone and saw that she was talking to another man. John had previously threatened her with a gun, the affidavit said. Okay, so we got him taking her to the hospital, him being jealous, him being mad because she was talking to somebody else. They got a child together. And it's kind of coming together why the jealousy will happen. I feel like dudes with like baby mamas never want them to be happy, don't ever want them to like go out and live their life. But it's like if you're making her mad, if y'all arguing, y'all chose not to be together no more after all that, why can't she move on? They be like, well, it hasn't been that long. It's just so many stories they come up with. I'm so confused because like this was their first date. She met him online, and y'all already know how I feel with online dating. It's scary, but you know, it's still possible. It looked like it was going normal. They was doing like, it was looking at views, and you got him in the mask, and then he put her in the car and tossed her in the hospital and then ran out. Like, I'm starting to think his whole goal was to like just scare them, but that's not possible when you're shooting that many times. I don't know, because like, why would he do this? This was just a first date. How jealous could somebody be? How mad could somebody be? And it's crazy because people really do take it really far, and they do not be caring. And let's talk about that real quick, y'all. People do not be caring about what's gonna happen to them. I have a fear of like going to prison. I don't ever want to be with those women. No offense if you ever been to prison to seeing this video, but like, I wouldn't make it in prison. Ew. It's so unsanitary. It's unsanitary. It's scary. People murdered and they're all up in there. Like, I would not make it up in prison. I really wouldn't. And it's worse as for a man. Like, it's beyond worse as for a man to be in prison. So the fact that people are taking lives like this and not caring, and they don't care where they're going to end up, because I'm like, you're going to get taken advantage of. You're going to be beat up. You're going to be degraded. Your name is gone. Like, you're a number. You're like nothing no more. And people don't care. And then you're in there for life. You're gonna go crazy. And y'all, like, people don't care. They just continue doing what they doing. And you know, these are the people that you have to be scared of, who don't care where they're gonna end up because they don't care about prison. It's like, do you, because that's not me. I can't do this. He didn't care that he had a child, because people, they're committing crimes and they have kids, and I'm like, y'all not like Karen, and you're leaving these kids without parents or without one parent, and you're trying to kill her date, and you injured her so she could have died. It's like nobody thinks about, and I'm doing a lot of hand motions, y'all, but nobody thinks about none of this when they committing crimes, and it's crazy because I feel like if they did, we'll have a little bit more humanity, but I think it's fully gone. People are just like gone nowadays, y'all. A review of John's cell phone records said he was in the area at the time of the shooting and showed he had driven to the hospital afterwards. Wow. Police arrested John 2 days after the shooting. He initially told detectives that he had nothing to do with it and said he was with friends when it happened. He and his ex were already dating other people, he told investigators. When detectives confronted him with the video showing he had dropped her off at the hospital, he said, "I plead the fifth," and requested an attorney. Cops serving a search warrant at John's home recovered a 9mm and 10mm handguns and ammunition, which is the same ammunition used in the shooting. People only plead the fifth when they're guilty. That's the only reason, because they already, it's so much like stuff that they can incriminate themselves with, and it's so much evidence on them. He thought like doing that was gonna do anything. They had they got you on video taking her. They got the guns in your house, dude. Like she remember you dropping her off, and then you say you was friends. It was just, I guess the lies was coming up, and it showed that he can't keep it together. So he had to plead, and idiotic. It's just, dude. Now oh my God. Shaw's obituary said he had lived an energized life and enjoyed camping, kayaking, and hiking scenic routes. His sister spoke to John during the hearing. "Did you listen to what he had to say before you pulled the trigger?" his sister asked John, according to the News Tribune. "Were you able to see the fear in his eyes before he left the earth?" In the sentencing, John told a psychologist he was affected by the September 2022 death of his great-grandmother, who had raised him instead of his drug-addicted parents and grandmother. He had been drinking more leading up to the homicide, became more aggressive. He also started taking pills. John apologized to Shaw's family during the sentencing. "I'm doing a lot of time for my actions," John said, according to the news, "and I know I can't make it right, but I'm just trying to do the best I can, really." Prosecutors came to a plea agreement with John based on his youth and lack of prior criminal record, but there is no excuse for John's actions, Johnson said. "Whatever is wrong with you, however it got here, I don't know," Johnson said, the News Tribune reported. "The bottom line is you are a threat to the community. There's no doubt in my mind that you are." I'm so tired of hearing like people say, like the court and stuff, saying that they got so much time or so little time just because they don't have a history of like crime. I feel like that should not play a part in that. Like, geez, the dude killed somebody and injured another with a gun. It's like, he literally did not care that night, and I think they should focus just on that night. And I feel like he also brought up that other stuff in court, trying to plead mentally like insane, or like he was like not aware at night because he took pills and drunk. I don't care. Look, everybody lose somebody, okay? And everybody reacts to it differently. Nobody told you to go out there with a gun. That was not the reason. You was jealous that she was on a date. That's what it was. I'm just tired of hearing this stuff, and like that I was affected by the death of my dad made me go crazy and went to go kill her boyfriend, and possibly try to kill both of them. Cause at first I was thinking it was like he was targeting the boyfriend, but I feel like he was just targeting the car in general, both of them, and he thought he was gonna get away with it. And then I just don't know. I don't know. But I feel like I'm just so tired of hearing that just because they have a lack of a criminal record that they shouldn't be sentenced to like life in prison or something. And he got 20 years. He'd be like 40 something when he get out, which is crazy. Can you imagine like living your life after you kill somebody? Like, how do you live with yourself? Especially when you like purposely killed somebody. Like, it's different when it's self-defense. I feel like I'll still be thinking about it, but I'll just try to move on if it was self-defense. But like, if I took a life on purpose, I would not know like what to do. I would just constantly think about it, and you can't live with yourself. You cannot. And if you do, you're a sick individual. It's like, yeah, you gotta find a way to move on past it. But when you take a life and go cold blood like that, it's insane. And a lot of people do, and they get away with stuff, and they can easily live a normal. What they do is they go into hiding, and they go into like smaller towns where nobody knows them, and they can act like they can live a normal life. Nobody's seen the news about it, and it's weird. And I'm just like, how do y'all sleep at night? Like, how do you close your eyes? And like, I hope these people who do this stuff, like, have so many nightmares and go crazy, because it's like, it's so sad for the people that they like killed. It's like, these people should not be among us. They shouldn't. Just like the boy, and that the 14-year-old boy at the Georgia high school, you know, the shooting yesterday, killed 4 people, injured 9. They're charging him as an adult, and I found out more information reading the news that he what's it called, dang it, they investigated him like the year before on his like when he was 13, y'all, with like weapons and stuff. And it's just, oh my god, the crime nowadays is insane. These people, I'm tired of everybody. So let me know what you guys think up in the comments. This was insane. It's, all these cases are insane. It's insane to me because it's like, how? Why are you, this was all jealousy, rage, that's all it was. He tried to put it on, that's why he pled the fifth. He tried to put it on him being like emotionally damaged, so you pull a gun out and try to kill her boyfriend, not her boyfriend, try to kill her date. And like I said, it was like their first date, so it's really weird. And it's like, you were not thinking about your kids, you was thinking about yourself. It's insane that these people live among us and they have the right to like, well, the reason why I'm saying they have the right with that sentence, they should not have the right to like talk. They really shouldn't. They should just go straight to jail and get them out of here. The world would be a better place if it was like that. But you know, we got laws to break everything down, and that's why people don't be getting death. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you beautiful people on the next video. Road to 900. Bye.